So this one's tough. This one's tough. I didn't plan what I was going to say. I thought about maybe not even saying anything just because it's such a difficult thing to talk about and even fathom that we're living in a world where this could happen. Earlier this year, we saw the passing of Kobe Bryant. And, that one hit me. That one hit me big time. As a big sports NBA guy growing up, a huge fan of his. But I thought, this is a movie channel. We talk about movie news and we do reviews and all of that. So I kind of want to keep my focus elsewhere, even though I wanted to make a video on it. I really did. But with this is tough. It's tough not to make a video on, just because of the impact that Boseman's had not only within the MCU, which is obviously a heavy focus of this channel, but the industry in general. I mean, 42 playing Jackie Robinson, Marshall playing James Brown, and get on up. Obviously, Black Panther in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, an icon for the youth everywhere, black, white. What the character of Black Panther was able to do, not only give young kids a superhero to look up to and say, I look like that, I can be like that one day. And not that he was the first black hero, obviously with characters like Blade and Catwoman, but there was something special about what he brought to the Marvel Cinematic Universe as the character of Black Panther. And I don't want to dive too deep into his movie roles because that's not what it's all about. What I'm much more concerned with right now is the fact that we're not going to have Chadwick Boseman as an actor when there was just limitless potential for what he could do in the industry. Just an incredible performer, person, it seemed like, and someone that was humble, but someone who didn't necessarily let a lot of people around him in on his private life, right? So we found out this evening, tonight, that we didn't even know the man had colon cancer. And the statement put out on his Twitter page says Chadwick was diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer in 2016, 4 years ago. And he's battled with it for these last 4 years as it progressed, basically progressing into something that, very low chance of recovering from, stage 4. It says, a true fighter, Chadwick persevered through it all and brought you many of the films you've come to love so much, from Marshall to the 5 Bloods this year, to August Wilson's, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, and several more. All were filmed during and between countless surgeries and chemotherapies. So I know this news sucks. I mean, I said this earlier on Twitter, it's so unbelievable. It feels like a dream, right? Because someone of his status, an actor that good, a man, more importantly, a man, it seemed like, who treated everyone with the utmost respect, and a man who clearly has been through so much, but decided to keep it a secret because he didn't want others to see the battles that he was fighting, even though he was putting everything into his work on screen to be able to inspire those who were just, and I assume pretty much everyone who was able to catch a performance of his was just constantly in awe of his work. I mean, he's such a good actor. And I loved thinking about what we could get from Chadwick over the next 20 to 30 years. I mean, I assumed he would go on to win Academy Awards. I assumed he would go on to play Black Panther for as long, hopefully forever is what I was hoping for. And it's crazy just to think about the fact that clearly isn't going to happen now. So this news is horrible. It is the worst news. Surprisingly, the hardest news of an actor's death has hit me in quite some time. And I say surprisingly because you just don't expect someone like Chadwick Boseman to pass away. Actors like that, on that level, of that caliber, they seem indestructible. But he was going through a lot. He was going through a lot, choosing to keep it a secret, and I respect that decision. I respect the fact that his family was able to keep that. I assume not a lot of people knew was able to keep that from fans, and that's the strength that he was able to inject into his work day in and day out. It's just It's unreal. It says he died in his home with his wife and his family by his side. The family thanks you for your love and prayers and asks that you continue to respect their privacy during this difficult time. So, honestly, yeah, I don't want to keep going. I don't want to go on because this is just a hard thing to talk about. But I'll say this. What Chadwick Boseman was able to bring to fans, to the world, not only through Black Panther, and obviously that was my favorite performance of his. I mean, Wakanda forever, man. And now that's just an iconic phrase that's going to be used. And I don't even care what happens in that universe right now. All I'm focused on is the fact that we just lost a legend. A legend. Austin, he's not been in Hollywood long enough to be considered a legend. Yes, he has. The man is a legendary actor. He crushed every role he was able to take on, and he will continue to live on in our hearts and our memories as we go back and we just appreciate and we soak in his work. It is truly just, it's the worst. 2020 has already been one of the worst years on record, but this may have been the news to break a lot of film fans. Movie theaters, no movie theaters, doesn't matter. Chadwick Boseman, 43 years old, rest in peace, Wakanda forever.